From Whitehall Area High School in Whitehall, Pennsylvania, Twin County Cable 4 Sports presents East Penn Conference Basketball. Tonight's matchup features the Central Catholic Vikings. They're coached by Rich Baxa. They come into the ball game 7-4 in the league and now find themselves down at the 4th place spot. And of course, this game is big for them. You got to finish in the top 6. They'll take on the Whitehall Zephyr. They're back on top of the East Penn Conference. They now have a 9-1, make it a 10-1 record in the league. And with Allen losing on Tuesday night, they now are alone at the top of the East Penn Conference. Hello, everybody. I'm Gary Laubach, along with Dick Tracey and Dan Marakovitz. We're happy you have joined us here this evening. And, Dick, this should probably be an interesting ball game, although Central has certainly had their problems of late, losing to Freedom and then getting beaten by Emmaus on Tuesday night. They're going to have to regroup because after putting together a 10-game winning streak, all of a sudden I think their confidence is shaken a bit.
Yeah, the schedule makers and the people who look at the schedule on the Central Catholic staff are saying, you know, Freedom is a possible W and Emmaus is a W. So maybe they're just looking a little bit and saying Whitehall, we got some evening up to do. The Whitehall-Allen situation is just like the Whitehall-Freedom situation. Whitehall puts a bad spanking on them in the first one of the year. Allen comes up here to Zephyr Lane and puts a bad spanking on the Zet. So you got to be wondering, are they thinking about that as a revenge motive? Because we had them, Gary, remember the opening game, and boy, it really looked one-sided and was one-sided, 60-something to 30-something, a 30-point win. They got some evening up to do. Just talked to Greg Spang. Greg says, no, we're ready to go, Coach.
Well, it's interesting, too, that Dean Dodopoulos brings a ball club that we were so impressed with last week, and he takes that ball club and upsets Allen. And I'll tell you, I don't think anybody wants to play Liberty in playoffs if they can make it into the top 6.
It's one of the things I was just talking about to Pat Garamone. Pat says, you know, he says, I remember you were saying last year no one wants to play Northampton. This year I thought maybe no one's going to play P-Bird because, you know, they're shooting those 80-footers and that stuff. But I think no one wants to play Liberty. I think that's the team that is really on the beam. That's the team that's coming as far as I'm concerned.
And they currently find themselves in that 6th spot. Dan Marakovitz, this is a young basketball team that Central puts out on the floor. They have a couple of outstanding sophomores. And I think with youth sometimes comes this kind of up-and-down type season. How do you deal now with these last 2 losses psychologically? You, of course, the guidance counselor, you can probably give us some tips on this. How do you deal with these young kids and get them to get ready to play a Whitehall team that beat them by 25 early in the season?
Well, Richie Bassett, he's a master of psychology. He teaches it over at Freedom High. And what he's going to have to do tonight, Gary, he's going to have to go back and talk a little bit about the traditional Whitehall Central Catholic games, which we televised, were so outstanding and so exciting. He's going to have to tell his team that this team is still very high ranked in the state, and he's going to have to take it from there. He's going to dwell on the positive that even though they lost to Freedom and they lost to Emmaus, they should have won both games.
A little tough, too, coming into this environment here tonight. This certainly won't be the friendliest of places for Central Catholic to play.
No, it won't. The crowd, certainly, he wants to keep the crowd out of the game, and he's very, very concerned about the first 4 minutes and how his Vikings will probe that match zone defense that Whitehall will certainly show.
All right, let's take a look at the starting 5 for Central Catholic. And Dan, I know one of your favorite players in the league, of course, is Greg Spang, and he's going to have his hands full again this evening running an offense against a very tough defense.
Well, there's no question about it. I think the key offensively for Central Catholic is the outside shooting ability of the sophomore Greg Llewellys. However, you talk about Spang. You know, I look at the best point guards in the league, and naturally Spang's up there. Ortiz, I like Brett Stout, and the thing that Spang stands out is the true grit defensively that he gives you all the time. His hustle, you know, you knock him down, he comes back harder. You beat him once, you won't beat him again. And he gets stronger as the game goes on. And with a young team like this, it's very important to have a quality player like Spang who shows those characteristics throughout this contest.
Has to help, too, for Bob Fatziger to have now off of his mind exactly what his plans are going to be. He's going to Wake Forest, so those thoughts that I'm sure were bothering him a little bit. In fact, he missed the basketball game this year just making visits. That's out of the way. He can now concentrate on playing basketball.
Correct. His traveling expeditions are over, Gary, and now he's going to concentrate on basketball, even though, like the article said in the morning call today, he came to Central Catholic from Our Lady of Hungary as an 8th grader to play basketball, and as things turn out, he goes away on a 4-year scholarship to Wake Forest. But psychologically speaking, Fatzinger should be in the game. The monkey's off his back. He made the decision. Now he wants to come out and beat the Zephyrs.
All right, the last time we had Whitehall, Dick, they played Allen. Allen played an absolutely superlative basketball game that night, and they took care of the Zephyrs, gave them their first loss of the season. But they've rebounded. They look like the same team of old ever since that game.
Yeah, Allen came like a Cadillac that night with the right engine, the right horsepower under the hood, Gary. That's great if you can get that every time. There are people who are saying last night they didn't get it. You know, the outside shooting, they had 2 at the end, which they were sort of relying on, and it didn't pull them through. Whitehall, though, has that stability. Whitehall will play each and every game the exact same way. And for that reason, they're always going to be in it. They're always going to be hanging around, except that Allen game, which was just a phenomenal shooting night for the Canaries. But, yeah, Whitehall, I think, is in the driver's seat. I think the manner in which they play, the type of game they play, the people they utilize, I just think they're sitting there right on top where they want to be. They're getting ready now for this tournament and things beyond. They're where they should be.
And, of course, they played Parkland on Tuesday night. They had no trouble with them, jumped out to an early lead, about the worst thing you can let Whitehall do to you, because then they'll simply just take that offense, hold the basketball, and put the ball in the basket when they do take the shot. Let's take a look at the Whitehall starting five. We never have to change our graphics for this basketball team. It's always the same people. They're 13-1 on the year. Dick Lisicki now up around closing in on 1,200 points in his career. He hasn't stopped. I think he's been held under double figures once this year. So he is about as steady as they come, and just about everybody else in the lineup is too.
Yeah, and I think most of the opposition have come to realize that they're going to have to grant Pete just about what he wants offensively, because he's going to go out and he's going to get it. But it's the supporting cast, I think, that's really putting Whitehall where they are right now at number one. Zoke had been so-so, and then he comes home with a couple of big games. Giannicola has been dormant. They fined him last night, the night before the previous game, and he's up there and scoring. Leshko's been a real bearcat off the boards, and he's come through. Deep bench, I really like the chances of this team, Dave.
Dick, it would appear to me that the key to tonight's ball game for Central Catholic is that they simply stay with Whitehall at least for a half. If Whitehall jumps out to a big lead, and after having suffered 2 defeats in a row, their confidence would really be down, and I think maybe Whitehall would run away with this one again.
Yeah, that's right. And that first half lead, if it occurs, you're going to wonder, how's it going to get there? How's it going to come? Is it going to come on good home shooting at these baskets, which is expected, or is it going to come as a result of piling up with the foul? For that reason, Gary, as soon as they come in, I check the officials, because I want to know how much banging, how much you're going to be able to get away with physically in there. This would indicate we may have a physical game. Central's going to have to stay out of foul trouble.
Well, our officials tonight are Gary Spengler and Pat Garamone. That would indicate to me that we might have a physical game, too. We're going to have tap-off this ball game. It's Central Catholic against Whitehall. Sit back and relax. We'll have it coming your way right after this timeout.
Equity lenders tease you with low introductory rates, not the money store. Right now, we're offering qualified homeowners fixed-rate home equity loans as low as 8%. That means after 90 days, your low rate would be 8%. And after 2 years, just 8%. At the money store, we guarantee your low fixed rate will never go up. Apply right now. 1-800-LOAN-YES. The Money Store, where America goes for money.
Oh, I do know better. Look what the wind blew in. What are you doing here at APE Car Care Center? Why, my brakes and muffler, they're so full. Well, you come to the right place. They do good work here at APE Car Care. They're experts on brakes and mufflers. When my machine don't run right, it makes me so...
11-4, 7-4 in the league. They currently find themselves tied for 4th place with Parkland. Liberty is currently in 6th place. Whitehall, Allen, and Freedom round out the top 3. Number 5 is Greg Spang, a 5'9 senior. 12.5 points per ball game is his average. 32 is Gabe Llewellys, 6'3 sophomore. He's averaging 12 points a ball game. 44 is Rashawn Drayton, a 6'3 sophomore, 12.5 points a ball game. 52 is Bob Miller, a 6'4 senior. Bobby's averaging 6 points a game. And 53 is Bob Batzinger. Batzinger is a 6'4 senior. He is averaging 7 points a ball game. Rich Bax is the head coach at Central. There you see Rich. He is in his 3rd year. Bob Gilbert, Steve Gravillick, and Drew Geary are the assistants. For Whitehall, 24 is Keith Giannicola, a 6' senior, 5 a game. 30 Matt Zoke, a 6'3 senior, averaging 11 a game. 32 Pete Lisicki, a 6'4 junior, 21 a game. 34 Chad Gusko, 6'1 senior, 7 a game. And 54 is Mark Leshko, 6'6 senior, 10 points a ball game. Whitehall coached by Ron Hassler. There he is sipping on the juice. He is in his 10th year as the head coach. Jerry Radoka, Dennis Lobb, Glenn Nowak, the assistants. And there, of course, are 2 referees tonight, Pat Garamone, Gary Spengler. Proof, guys, that the justice system isn't working the way it should. Those 2 guys. Tina Fritzinger getting ready for her birthday. Yeah, coming around soon, I'm sure.
Third official in the ring, right there, Tina.
All right, our ball game tonight brought to you by Rarick Dodge. Looking forward to their biggest sales volume ever in their 63-year history. Caravan, Spirits, Shadows, Dakotas, and Automotive Magazine's Automobile of the Year, the Dodge Intrepid, they're all available. You can always count on great deals from Rarick Dodge, located just minutes north on Route 22, on Route 512 in Bath. For a clean deal, come to Bath, come to Rarick Dodge. And it looks like a 2-3, maybe a little bit of a match down there by Central Catholic. Down inside, turnaround shot, makes it look easy for Leshko.
2-3, Gary, and they simply extended a little bit. They don't want to give up the uncontested outside shot. Had Lisicky Roman.
Nice start for Mark Lesko as he's starting to become more and more active in that Whitehall offense as the season rolls along.
Will certainly be a key to Whitehall's playoff success once this year is over. Leshko has really improved with a basketball as Gabe Llewellys. Spang will kind of operate things. That's straight and trying to go baseline. We have an early foul called by Pat Garamone. He's going to call it on Keith Giannicola, his first, and the first against the team.
Looked at the Whitehall match, and immediately you see whenever Fatsinger's on the wing, Gary, they figure he had too much enjoyment down there in Tobacco Road, so they're going to let him alone. They're really tempting him to shoot.
Way outside, a three-pointer by Llewellys does not go. Whitehall's on the move. Quickly down the floor. The pass from Lisicky was a good one. The layup was not taken by Matt Zoe.
Greg Spang made a mistake. Went for the steal and actually ended up with a 3-on-1. I don't think Greg will do that normally. Zephyr's blew a scoring opportunity there.
Talking to Rich Baxa before the game, Gary, he said he's not going to slow it down offensively. What he's simply going to do is to probe the Zephyr match defense.
Well, they're doing a little probing right now, and Bobby Fatzinger can't get the ball to get down, but it is controlled by Drayton. Fatzinger, of course, accepted a scholarship for football to Wake Forest in the newspaper today, so we can only assume that he accepted it last evening.
Central showing a little movement against the zone as Llewellys goes to the corner for the shot.
Drayton tried to go over top of Leshko. That's no easy feat. Drayton is 6'3", Leshko at 6'6", and with a pretty good wingspan, put his hand up and threw the shot off. It remains 2-0. We've played 2 minutes. And Whitehall doing as much probing as Central Catholic is, trying to find somebody open. How about Zoke for 3? That won't go. Rebound will be controlled by Llewellys.
A little surprised that Pete Lisicky in the paint didn't turn and face and take the shot. He opted to pass the ball around the perimeter, and Zoke missed it.
Dick Drayton has to be a key tonight.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching, Gary. Now, Drayton, this is the first offensive possession that he's not lined up in the paint. And I sort of like the idea of his being in the paint. He won't give you the physical, but he'll give you some finesse and maybe draw some fouls. That last shot he missed was a good effort.
He's had ball games where he's hidden this year and not giving his team a lot of offense. Tonight they're going to really need him. Turnaround shot off the glass will count. Basket by Bob Miller. He laid it smartly off the glass. It was soft, and we've got a foul on the floor. It's going to be on Mark Leshko, his first, team second. Take another look at it, Dick.
Well, it's all second effort. That's what it is. You know, stick with that extra board, and that's one of the areas the Vikings want to stay even with Whitehall on the boards.
Bob Miller puts Central up on top by a 3-2 score. Whitehall had jumped out to an 11-0 lead the first time these two teams met and never looked back. It was 63-38, the final score. Lisicky's yet to take a shot. He's thinking about one right here. Pretty good defense by Miller. Leshko can't get it to fall, gets his own rebound.
There's the situation, guy, where the Vikings don't want to mess too many of those out. You have the rebound defensively, 2 guys, and it's boop off 2 hands, ends up Whitehall for a deuce.
Jump shot out of the corner will not fall for Fatzinger. As soon as Lisicky caught the ball, Dan, he got engulfed by a couple of people. Well, that certainly left the paint open for Leshko.
Well, there's good movement in the back of that Whitehall offense, and it doesn't seem like Central is matching properly when Lisicky goes to the foul line. It caused some problems for the Central Catholic defense the last time down the floor.
There's Pete, his first shot of the night. That won't go off the back of the iron. Zoke with a rebound. Back outside, and Kusko will start things over. Janicola is on his left. There's a nice play. Leshko again won't go. Leshko again won't go. He's fouled this time by Bobby Fatzinger.
4 boards, 3 shots. Those are tough numbers to compete against. What Central's doing, Gary, they're simply extending that zone. And when Lisicki gets the ball, they really, really want to come to him. If he happens to get it in the middle, as we saw in the front of that play, they'll come up high with him. But boy, you can't give up missed opportunity time after time.
Leshko has 5 already in the ball game, averaging 10 on the season.
Central Catholic really having a difficult time handling its rebounding responsibilities with their zone defense, causing Whitehall to jump out to a 3-point lead.
If there's a weakness in its zone, it is the boxing out situation, because sometimes you're just not quite sure who you have. Spang will set things up. Spang wants Lewillis to come over, and Spang will stay on the right wing. Tries to go baseline, can't go anywhere. Janicola is there to stop that. Fatzinger. Central's been patient. Lewillis may have gotten away with a slide, got the basket.
Almost a walk there. A good no call, though, as Lewillis goes in off balance and nails it to pull the Vikings to within 1.
We're at the 3:10 mark, first period. 6-5 is the score. Central trails by 1. Good pass. Let's go from Lisicki. Up and in.
Well, when you overcompensate, something's going to be open, and Leshko's the one that's having the field day so far.
Whoa.
Oh, boy. That's offense. No, got a block.
Foul is going to be on Janicola. That's his second, team's third. And this one bears another look. We'll see if we can get a consensus here from the triumvirate. It looked like a good call. He was still taking that step with the left foot.
On the replay, Gary, I think he was moving. I think you're right.
Well, Hassler had the best angle, and he didn't like it.
A little biased. I thought it was an offensive foul, too, the first time I saw it. Watching the replay, it looked like he was moving still to the left. Pull-up jump shot. Fatzinger, no.
I still like the pass by Lisicki as that Central Catholic defense sloughed. It's wide open again on the weak side, and Lisicki picked it apart.
18-footer doesn't go. The tap play by Leshko won't go. Central on the move.
I'll tell you what Central's doing offensively. Every person has to play 4 different spots with the exception of Lewillis. He's the only one. Even Spang has been going inside.
There's Fatzinger.
Oh, boy, he needed that one. He shot 2 that didn't draw much iron, and now he comes through with his medium-range jumper on this side.
Dick, the problem so far, Central's been able to get the ball inside, but they haven't been able to cope with Leshko's size when they go to take the shot.
That play by Fatzinger, Gary, emphasized that he does not like to power the basketball in, as he elected to pull up for the soft jumper and nailed it, just like Lisicki did.
16-footer by Pete. He just backs his way in, turnaround jump shot. It was soft, just went down to the bottom of the nylon. 10-7.
Good patience by Drayton for a sophomore. Thought about going one-on-one, but being well coached by Coach Baxter, elects to take it out and set up.
Nice pass by Spang. Foul on Leshko. Spang with good penetration. Whitehall getting into a little bit of foul trouble, Dick. Janicola 2 and Leshko 2.
Yeah, that's a surprise, but the pleasant surprise for the Vikes is watch Fatzinger. Fatzinger shoots 2-0 balls from corner and deep corner and medium corner and comes over in his side, scores a short jumper, and now makes a beautiful drive and draws the foul.
Nice chemistry by Greg Spang and good eye tag picking out Fatzinger as he goes strong on the left, goes up for a hard layup but was fouled, Gary.
10-7 is the score. Fatzinger going to try to cut it to 2. He does, makes 1 out of 2. Fatzinger with 3 points now in the game. And we have about 1 minute and 5 seconds.
Spang's doing a lot of dribble driving offensively, and that surprises me. You saw the 1 3-on-1 with the Zephyrs. They might get some more.
Lisicki for 3. Comes up short. Rebound Fatzinger. Whitehall only 4 out of 12 shooting from the field. That's 33%. The last time we saw the Zephyrs here, they didn't shoot very well.
And there was a team by the name of Allen that did.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. They shot 80% in the first quarter in that ball game.
Sean Penn with the threes from the corner.
And Central's going to play for a last shot, obviously. Final 21 seconds, as you see it up there on the screen. And Greg Spang will get things going right here. And again, I think they'll probably look inside to Fatzinger or to Miller.
Look for the penetration by Spang.
Drayton, good block, Leschko. Lisicki won't go at the buzzer. It's Whitehall 10, Central Catholic 8. Be right back. Valley Panthers this year, as we'll get a look at Mr. Crofthamel, and we'll also see Brian Brunabed. And we'll see whether or not they can make a run at the second half championship. They were highly touted at the beginning of the season. Did not show that kind of potential in the first half. Next Friday night, Central Catholic again. We're going to go over to Rocky Hall and have Dira at Central.
Well, two things I'm looking forward to next week, Gary. You got 2,000 pointers in Crouthamel and Brunabin, and I want to make sure Brunabin's there. You know, he missed that last game. And then on Friday, certainly we hope that Kish and Stout will be back on the firing line for the Huskies.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Dira Ball Club either. The following week, we'll have a triple header for you, as we've got some beauties coming your way that week. We'll have Central at Parkland on Tuesday night. On Friday night, Pocono Mountain, the Centennial League champions against Notre Dame with Brian Brennan. And on Saturday night, February 13th, Whitehall at Allen, the rematch.
Just missed a nice entry pass by Greg Spang, but Miller missed the shot.
Brad Pencil, the head coach of Pocono Mountain.
Yeah, he ended up 6-2 in the first half, Gary. He was right on the verge. Everybody was, giving East Stroudsburg a little push. So you got two 6-2 first half teams with Notre Dame and Pocono Mountain. Pollock's anxious to see Notre Dame. Could draw him in
The middle of that match is very vulnerable as Zoke that time picks it apart and hits Lisicki on the right-hand side of the floor.
Pete now has 4, 12-8 is the score. And we've played just about a minute here of the second period. 10 seconds. That's our first turnover of the ball game, I believe. First turnover by Central Catholic. And there is Rich Baxa.
I'll tell you, there's nothing as devastating to your sight as a 10-second call.
Dick, I think that's the first one we've seen all year.
Yeah, it is the first one I've seen. That's a tough call.
Lisicki gets a screen from Zoke for 3.
Give Pete 2. Give one to Zoke. Great screen.
Some fine downfield blocking, Dick, by Zoke that time against Batzinger.
Ball is solid. Whitehall has gone to their pressure. They've caused 2 turnovers by Central. Zoke. Out front is Cusco. To the left side, Giannicola. They have all touched the basketball. Lisicki again. This one he doesn't get, but he gets his own rebound. That one he does get.
That should bring a timeout from Coach Baxa.
No block out at all.
Timeout called by Coach Tracey, Coach Marakovich, Coach Baxa. 17-8's the score. 6:03. This is just the kind of spell Central needs to deal with quickly. We'll be right back.
I can tell.
This is what you have to guard against. Now, we talked about Whitehall having a big lead in the first half, causing Central some confidence problems. Good timeout here if it works.
Well, you're down 10-8 at the quarter. You're in it. You're playing last shot. You feel real good about it. Got a great drive. Possible being even. You come out, Gary. The pressure is there, and it's not relentless pressure. It really isn't. You force 2 turnovers. 2 that the offense turns over themselves. One is a 10-second, the other a little misplay on the dribble and steal. Zephyrs are up 17-8. The situation, as you said, where Central just can't afford to be.
There you see some of the happy fans. And Raisley into the ball game. Steve Raisley played a few quarters tonight as a JV. I think a couple. That's always allowed to play. 6'4" sophomore into the ball game. And we have a foul on Cusco, his first, team's 5th. There's one odd stat up there on the board, and that's 5 fouls against Whitehall, only 1 against Central. Lewillis, he's been kind of quiet. He only has that one kind of fall away jump shot. There's another turnover.
Well, remember that first game, Gary? Lewillis and Drayton had the, I don't know what, sophomore jitters. We just couldn't find them.
Pete again, pull-up jumper, boom. He's on fire.
Defensive changes in order. They're really picking apart that zone defense, hitting it right in the middle. Zoke making the crystal clear passes to Lisicki now twice in a row.
That ball barely touched Zoke's hands before it was back into Lisicki's hands. Great pass, good ball movement. Pete's been tough. He only had 2 in the first quarter. He has 9 in this quarter, and we haven't played 3 minutes yet.
Well, that one was a kind to make the college coaches drool, Gary. That was in traffic.
Whoa. Going for a ride is Matt Zoke. His first, team 6th. And I'm not sure if it's a shooting foul. I don't know whether he ever got up off his feet. Take another look at it. It is not a shooting foul.
It has to be on the floor.
Scott Barr would love to describe that hold, Gary.
That's called the merry-go-round.
The unfortunate part, though, Miller didn't release the ball, and unfortunately for the Vikings, they will not shoot.
Central needs a bucket. They need to put something on the board right here. That would have been a big one, a 3. Good hustle. Good hustle by Lewillis. Oh, is that a big play by Lewillis? I hope we get another look at that. Fatzinger gets the layup. Fatzinger will go to the foul line. Fouls on Zoke, his second. Take a look at the play by Lewillis.
That's just great desire. That is just great desire.
He had to go completely around, I think, Leshko. Or Raisley it was. Raisley.
Tough enough retrieving that ball, but to get it back in bounds, tapping it to your own player, is a nice feat.
Boy, that's a big sequence, Dick.
Yeah, you bet. You bet, because they're starting to look at that clock a little bit. Not the clock, but the scoreboard portion of it.
Came within a hair of losing the ball out of bounds, and instead they pick up 3 points to get them back to within 8. 4:45 to go, first half.
Looks like a triangle and 2 here, Dick.
Jumper won't go. Rebound tapped up and in by Zoke.
When you play a special defense, it's tough boxing out the 2, and that time Zoke was easily in there for an easy tip.
The Zephyrs don't change their defense. They've been playing this, what, Dick, since 1966?
It's been a while. Oh, good drive.
Very nice play by Lewillis.
Lewillis has sparkled early here in Whitehall, coming back with a nice baseline drive against that Zephyr match defense.
21-13. Way outside, comes up short, rebound tipped by Lisicki, trying to go down to Raisley, and Steve just couldn't quite hang on to it.
Vermeile's going to replace Cusco. Pete Vermeile, not a bad shooter. He's a junior. Cusco's hurting a little, Gary.
Yeah, Chad's getting a look-see. I don't know whether it's a tooth that he got, maybe an elbow.
Spang trying to create, trying to make something happen.
Stolen, Lisicki, and there's a foul by Lewillis.
Probably a good foul.
Yeah, he just wanted to take it. He reached right in. Only the second team foul, and that probably is a good foul by Central Catholic. Take another look at the play. And you'll see here that Willis wanted that foul. He's just going to stop Lisicki somehow, some way.
There's that wingspan.
Central down by 8, Gary. That was the 4th Central Catholic turnover this quarter.
Zoke, he's hounded. Good steal by Spang. Turnover by Whitehall. Drops it to Rashawn, but there's Jenicola to slap it away. Turnover by the Vikings.
2 more Vike possessions. They really don't get to do anything on it.
Since the timeout, Dick, they've had their opportunities. They haven't taken advantage. Pete Romali, a 5'11 junior. He's got the basketball. Lisicki hounded by LeWillis. Drayton is all over Zoke.
Romali's going to get that shot. Let's see if he takes it.
Way outside, off of the back of the iron. It looks like a straight man-to-man down there,
No,
guys.
it's triangle too. It's triangle.
The Spangy's running all over the place.
Yeah,
well, he can't stay put, right, Dick?
You got to nail him down. I'll tell you, it's a good move not to put him on the 2-part. Oh,
nice pass, Fatzinger.
Saw that pass coming.
Beautiful assist by Greg Spang.
They made that 703 times up at Jefferson this summer, that pass. That's that 2-man game.
Spang doing it on both ends as he comes down with the rebound and makes the nice assist on the offensive end of the floor for the Vikings.
The record is 704, so they didn't set a new record.
Now Spang's in a triangle. Look how high he is, Dick.
Well, yeah, he'll be all over. That's why he got that great switch when Drayton was picked up.
Oh, my, what a shot by Pete Lisicki.
Talk about all over. Talk about Gabe Llewellys being all over Pete Lisicki. It really didn't matter, though.
See, that's why the size and the long arms and the good hands don't bother me if he's going to be guarded defensively man-to-man in college, because I do think he has a range to be able to shoot over man defenses.
That was perfect defense. He was right with him, didn't foul, put his hands up. Pete got it anyway. Fatzinger has it blocked by Raisley. It's getting a little rough down there inside.
Fatzinger trying to exhibit some of that ACC Wake Forest touch inside. It would not fall, though. I think they're called the Demons, Gary.
Well, if they aren't,
Demon Deacons.
When he gets there, they'll be there. The Deacons, I guess. Yeah.
Deacons.
Demon
Oh,
Deacons.
the Demon Deacons.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a great test for the Zephyrs, too. You're talking 2 starters on the bench, and 2 hot shots being triangled. That's great experience for kids like Raisley and O'Reilly.
Inside at 10 is not normally a big deficit, but against Whitehall, when you're down by 8, it feels like you're down by about 12 or 14.
See if Coach Baxa extends the triangle, Dick, and tries to get Whitehall to come in against that zone.
Can't, Danny. Boy, that would open it up. Wow.
And they're going to let Whitehall sit out there and take that last shot. Now it's down to 10 seconds. Look for Lisicki. Pump fake. Won't go. Rebound Raisley. He's hammered by LeWillis.
Say it again, Dick. You run that specialized defense. You give up inside rebounding position,
Absolutely.
and that's what happened to Raisley.
Yeah, they called the foul on Miller.
I'll tell you what a tribute to those people sitting over there. 10-8 lead, 2-point lead. Going in the second quarter, 2 starters out, 2 subs in, and a triangle against your firing power. Well, you're up 9. Could go in 10 at halftime. Not bad.
And it all came about because of that defensive change at the beginning of the quarter, caused 3 turnovers, and Whitehall took advantage, and they've maintained that lead. LeWillis, that should not count. It will not count. It's halftime at Whitehall. Laubach trail the Zephyrs by 10, 25-15. We'll put the numbers together and analyze you to death. We'll be right back.
Make Whitehall Auto Parts the most important stop for your car.
Turned them into buckets, and just like that, they got up by 8, and then they finish off the quarter by getting themselves a deuce to go up by 10, and that's where we stand right now at 25-15. Let's take a look at the individual scoring, and you'll see that Lisicki, obviously Dick getting the job done. On the other side, kind of odd to see Fatzinger leading the scoring for the Central Catholic Vikings.
I want to wait till we get to the second row of numbers, Gary, because I think something's extremely important. Right now, just flash a peek at those central numbers. Then when we get the other one, I think it's going to show something about the Whitehall class and superiority of this program.
All right, let's take a look at the team statistics. And Richard?
Couple big ones right there. The Zephyrs, as you said, first quarter, 39%. Right now, pretty normal. Nothing great, nothing spectacular. Look at the boards, 12-8. Look at the foul shots, 4-4. Look at the turnovers, 1. So when you're not beating with great shooting, Zephyrs are beating them at all other areas of the court. Look at the defensive change in the second quarter. The Vikes go into special defense. The lead goes from 2 to 10. Whitehall goes into special defense, not special, but adds pressure to it. Come up with about 4 turnovers, and really hype that score. So when you don't necessarily always have to score a big number of points and shoot extremely well, but have other phases of the offense to work for you. I think that's great.
And Dan, the key there, obviously, there were no turnovers in the first half by either team. Central turns it over 5 times, just like that. Whitehall is up by 10.
Well, I think Dick pointed out well to start that second quarter, Gary, when Whitehall went to its full court pressure. It really wasn't strong pressure. It was soft pressure. And boom, right away, 3 straight turnovers for the Vikings to turn a 2-point lead for Whitehall into an 8-point lead. Lisicki gets hot. Coach Baxa has to change his defense. And then the rebounding opens up, and Whitehall beats them on the boards offensively. That's the difference.
All right, there you have it from the experts. We'll be back with second half action right after this timeout. All available at Rarick Dodge as they're looking forward to their biggest sales volume ever in their 63-year history. For a clean deal, come to Bath, come to Rarick Dodge. It'll be Whitehall with the basketball. Jenicola will throw it in, looking for Chad Kusko, as we see Mark Leshko, Pete Lisicki, and Matt Zoke into the ball game. For the green and gold, it's Spang and Fatzinger and Drayton and Miller and Lewillis.
And man-to-man.
Well, let's see who's going to have the toughest of jobs. It's Gabe Lewillis on Pete Lisicki.
I think it's a tandem in 3, Dick.
No, they're going to play man-to-man. They're going to force him, Danny.
Because Fatzinger and Miller are just staying in the paint.
Yeah, but watch Fatzinger if the ball goes outside. You're right. It might line up with a zone look, but I'll tell you, they're not going to let him take that 3-pointer. Oh, look at this.
Well, that's not a 3-pointer. That's an easy layup by Jenicola.
And that's just smart Whitehall offense again.
See, if that's a foundation zone, buddy, you're back there covering. You're not giving that up.
All right, the foundation crumbled a bit, 27-15. And Whitehall just took 45 seconds off the clock in that sequence. They will frustrate you to death, Dan.
To get a layup, Larry.
Yeah.
Larry.
That's
Larry.
okay, Bill.
Larry.
Shot by Bobby Fatzinger will not go.
Yeah, that's a good point, to get a layup.
I'm Gary Laubach, for those of you that are tuned in. Next to me, Dick Tracey. And on the left, Dick Vitale.
With hair.
From the outside, that shot will not fall for Pete.
Well, let's see if the Viking offense, Dick, can get Drayton involved there.
Yeah, I thought that was so successful in that first quarter.
Dick, Pat lost his whistle.
Some people were clapping.
They said he swallowed it a few times.
27-15, 6:25 to go. Lewillis, he makes a nice move down the paint. Up, it won't go.
The move was nice, but the strong extension, Gary, was nicer, even though he missed.
Ball was soft enough to drop, it just wouldn't seem to do it. Lisicki, Lewillis does a nice job fighting through a series of screens, and Pete beats him anyway.
Boy, talk about extension.
You know, now you're looking at that 3+2 that 3+2 that Central's playing, and they're playing that thing horizontal in the back there, and that's going to open at top. I don't know. Putting Spain, another guy on a man-to-man guy, that's tough for those 2 zone players.
Foul's called on Kusko. That'll be his second. Dick, Whitehall's going for the jugular here as they're putting that press on, and they want to get this lead up far enough that they can just kind of call it a night maybe with their offense the way it is. So with being up 14, they're not letting off with any of the pressure. Lewillis won't go. Rebound is controlled by Zoke.
Well, Gary, Coach Baxa wanted to probe with his offense, but what he's actually doing now is probing defensively, as he started off with a 2-3 match wasn't bad. It was his offensive turnovers against the press that caused him to get out of that defense. Went triangle in 2, and now is tandem in 3. Dick, what do you think we'll see next?
I don't know. It seems to me if the lead keeps increasing, and it is, you know, there hasn't been a central run the entire game. They're going to have to go straight up. You know, you're playing straight up now with 60%.
You know, we got a pretty good look down the other end of the floor with Drayton's speed as he was, he caught that ball underneath, and he went up so quickly the defense couldn't even do anything with it.
That's the thing. That's the one who I think is a great big key. We saw early in the first quarter where he got a possession like that. Now here he gets one, you know, with 5:20 to go in the third and makes a great move. I'm sure they're going to come back to that.
There you get a look at Whitehall's biggest fan. Shot by Mark Leschko. Leschko really dominated the first period of play, both offensively and defensively. Scored 8 all in the first period. Now he has 10. That's his average. 31-17.
And that's a good sign for the Whitehall offense, because against the Allen Canaries, Leschko did not have a particularly good game for Coach Ronnie Hassler.
Drayton got the ball, Dick, where you want to see him get it. You just didn't get the ball down. He doesn't seem to have that problem.
Again, it was like Llewellys's drive, Gary. He misses a shot, but what a great move to the hole, and that's what you want to see. You know, you can't... Oh, here we get a timeout.
Central sees that lead increasing and increasing. It was 10 at halftime. It's now 16. We'll be back. The 2 premium channels, either HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, or the Movie Channel, and get the second month for free, plus free installation. This offer is also good when you order 1 premium channel. For more information, call Twin County Cable at 262-6100. One of those pay shows that we're talking about, Leonard Skinner live on Viewer's Choice, February 19th. Dick's favorite group, by the way, from Freebird to Sweet Home, Alabama, to Oh That Smell. That's one of his favorites. Leonard Skinner still dominates the radio airwaves from coast to coast. This live event will feature a special all-star lineup, including Charlie Daniels, Tom Kiefer, Peter Frampton, and more live from the Fox Theater in Atlanta. Call Twin County Cable 262-6100. Well, I hope we don't have a game that night. Dick won't be there.
The phones are ringing already.
I got a comment. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, another steal.
Lasicki against Spang.
Hold up. Greg fouled him before the shot, and he's talking to Pat, saying, why didn't you call it?
Pat said, I wanted to see the move, Greg.
35-17.
Gary, I only have one favorite group. The Undertaker and his manager, Paul Bearer, who was robbed at Royal Rumble. Gonzalez did a number on him.
Oh, beautiful pass from Spang to Drayton.
That time Spang robbed the Whitehall defense blind as he hit Drayton on the weak side for an easy score.
Hey, one more big number from halftime, guys. Another thing that shows you don't always have to score with points on the board. Llewellys and Drayton between them, 24-5 a game. 4 at halftime. 4 at halftime.
And all by Llewellys. Drayton has gotten involved now. Look like the little Globetrotter routine there. Lasicki down the lane, pump fake up. Oh, my. Oh, my, what a play.
His birth certificate. That's a sophomore in college move.
I hope we have that one on replay, Gary, because you're going to see how he beats 1-man, 2-man, the Charles Barkley jump, and then the double pump in the air, Gary.
Now, hold it there. Now, let's not get ridiculous of it.
No, the jump in getting into position.
You mean
not the vertical jump, but the way he got his body in position.
Take him out of that hole, Gary. Wait, get him out of that hole.
You notice at halftime, I sit between the two of them.
Barkley. Iron Barkley's a boxer. I heard of him.
Well, he did jump over the scorer's table, Dick, if you remember the Phoenix-New York game on Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, it's because he wore Reeboks.
38-19. 3:19 to go, third period.
Nice pass.
They're trying to get Drayton really involved in the offense. We're going to get a foul here on Matt Zoke, I believe.
Well, you know, that's a great ploy in the first quarter if you keep after something like that. Good way to get a man in trouble defensively.
Fouls on Leschko. That's his third, so he'll sit down. Raisley will come back in. Steve, the sophomore.
Of course, you got a little bit waiting. You get Leschko in trouble, you go to Raisley, then Leibensberger. Now they even got Jimmy Heimbach ready.
Leibensberger at 6'5", Timmy Heimbach at 6'4". Central's been outscored in this quarter 13-4. There's a new face in the lineup for the Vikings, and it won't fall for Joe Bickert. It does fall for Bobby Fatzinger.
Fatzinger doing a nice job, Dick, all night for Central off the offensive board. One reason they're not close, but they're only 17 down, it's because of Fatzinger. Without him, I don't know where they'd be tonight.
Good point, Danny. Ever since he took what I think Coach Baxa said was a bad corner jump shot, he's been playing the blue-collar job and doing it well.
Steve Gober takes an outside shot that doesn't go. Steve, number 22, a 6-foot senior. Nice move by Lawless.
I think Cusco is physically bothered a little bit. Gar, we've seen 2 subs for him now.
Ooh, the long Pat Garamone whistle. We thought we were going to get the continuation call, but I think the Whitehall fans roared, and Pat said no.
He called the foul on Gober.
Uh-oh.
You're allowed one into the backcourt, so no call. Pat had a call in the Nazareth, was it Nazareth Bangor?
Yeah.
Or Nazareth Salisbury, one of those games. Good move inside.
Yeah, Nazareth. So he was telling me about that tonight. He was defending his whistle.
Where the kid thought he was going up for a shot. So did everybody else but Pat, and he would not give him a 2-shot foul. Take another look at this one right here. Another good pass, and there's Mr. Bickert.
Well, the way we originally called it, Gary, is what he claims. He claims the hand was on the waist.
Okay.
Of course, he saw our replay first before he made that comment.
Up and in.
There's the Wake Forest bound Fatzinger again with the nice soft touch to bring Central back to within 13.
Pat told me when he left home this evening, winter returned up there. Snow all over the place.
I heard the roads were extremely icy up in the north. Gover better fix his shoelace or he's going to go sprawling. Try to go inside. Picked up by Gover. Saved by Gover. Zoke down inside Raisley. No.
You know, that's what you got to learn as a sophomore. Go up with the ball. Don't pump it. Don't clutch it. Just go straight up in a power game.
Kick.
That was some nice, strong inside defense that time. Twice by Central Catholic, mainly by Fatzinger, as he tried to go up each time, wanting the block. Not Raisley's shot, but, Raisley's shot.
Danny, I'm looking for support on this. I have a letter drafted to the Rules Committee. Why is a kick a violation? I think that is ridiculous. You learn to play defense with your hand and feet. You know, you get it with your hands, knock it all over, you can pick it up. You do the same thing with your feet, and it's disallowed.
Well, if you could get it with your feet, Dick, maybe you should be rewarded.
That's
tougher getting it with your feet than with your hands. Now, I'm glad you didn't ask Gary that question about defense.
Oh, he just saw the basket.
Well, for any of our fans who are interested in the ball game, Lawless hits a tray and gets his ball club to within 10. And we have a foul against Central Catholic. And it's going to be called on Greg Spang, his first, team's third. It's a kick, obviously, because it's not soccer. 38-28.
I tell you, that was one aspect, Gary, that the Zephyr fans aren't used to, and that is being behind on the personal foul number.
There's a nice little drive. It's offensive. The tide is turning here a little bit, gentlemen, and that's the third foul on Cusco. The sixth team foul against Whitehall. And Central only down by 10, 58 seconds. No doubt about this call.
Watch Bickert here. He's the AC Delco spark on this play as Central Catholic gets the basketball.
Watch out for Lasicki. Good job as Bickert. That would not have been a backcourt. Bickert thought it would have been. So Joey making an error in hustling. Raisley.
Oh, baby. What a big board that was.
40-28, 30 seconds to go. The Vikings have almost made up for a bad first 4 minutes in this quarter. Drayton goes down, fouled by Matt Zoke. Dan, when Zoke fouls you, you know it, and Drayton knew it.
Boy, he's vicious, Gary, and Dick, you're going to have to help me on this now. I helped you with the soccer kick. Now, I put together a Whitehall all-vicious squad. You know these players better than I do, but I think our captain would have to be Mark Beidelman. Would you agree or disagree?
He was tough. Yeah, he was tough.
And then we're going to
really
put Matt Zoke right in that slot, along with Tony Medina.
Tony, you like as a basketball coach that way because he did it so, without notice. He just got the job.
That team's ugly enough already.
I'm going to have to tax your mind on this next one, Dick. Ed Gall. Remember Ed Gall?
Steady, sure.
Now, our defensive coordinator on that squad would have to be Matt Millen, Dick. And our offensive coordinator would have to be the Nasty Boys because they're very offensive.
Hey,
and the trainer would be Steve Saganovich.
No, the trainer has to be Harlocker. He's always offensive.
Oh, Lysicki can't get it to fall.
In and out.
Fouled by 5-3. Bobby Fatzinger, his second. Critical final minute, guys. Central got it down to 10. They were right making that run, and just like that, Whitehall can now get back up by 14 and look a little comfortable.
You had it down to 10 in defense to fast break. And then with a breach of a rule, you don't mind have control and playing for it and getting it down to 8.
Credit this young Central Catholic team and Coach Baxa for keeping his kids in the ball game with a lot of inexperience out on the floor. A young squad. This game could have been blown right open, but they're back to within 10, and now, unfortunately for Central, it's 13 and maybe 14.
And Richie knows that when Whitehall has a lead going in the fourth quarter, they will let you put them on the foul line, and Whitehall is 9 for 9 from the foul line tonight. Out of bounds. Whitehall ball. 3 seconds.
You're going to throw it to Zoke.
He'll get it. It'll count. 42 Whitehall, 28 Central. Stay with us.
Choice for community programming in the Lehigh Valley.
The Witt brothers welcome you back. Half Knit and Dim working tonight. 42 to 28, 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Friday night at 9:30, Bob Garrison, Dick Tracey get together and analyze the week of basketball. We're going to follow that show tomorrow night with a replay of Southern Lehigh Salisbury. A couple of individual records broken in that ball game. And in fact, Richard, Antoine Hubbard's sitting over here tonight watching the ball game.
Is he here?
Yeah.
I heard he was coming. I was looking for him. Boy, he played well again, Gary. And again, I'm not looking up when he puts him through the net. I'm saying some of the other stuff he did. I thought his one area we failed to mention and shouldn't have was his anticipation on that pressure. The way he anticipated passing lanes and ended up with a few freebies.
Rick Bax has been through the war.
I don't know. Is he going to get some Maalox tonight or not, Gary?
He still looks 3 times better than you ever did at the end of a ball game.
I agree.
There is no ambulance waiting for Bax.
Gary, we're going to pull your record out tonight before we get through here, and you may need one.
Nice move. He's played well all night. Fatzinger.
He faked paint area and went baseline with a left-handed dribble and got a power move. Just great move.
Bobby has 14. That was a big bucket, too, to start a quarter, get down to 12. Pete drops it off. Cusco. Bang, a good hustle. Coming back in the ball game is Bobby Miller. Sitting down is Joe Bickert, and Dan Bickert gave him a good 4 or 5 minutes out there.
4 points, some key rebounds, and almost a steal that he thought he was backcourt. He could have narrowed the lead to 8, but just used some poor judgment there. Thought it would be a backcourt, and it wouldn't, and it wasn't.
The Lysicki head fake shot does not go.
That's a good description.
7:10 to go in the ball game. 42-30 Whitehall. Nice move, good penetration, but Miller can't get it off the glass.
Just the mere presence of Lesko, Dick, caused Miller to miss that shot.
Got the good screen.
Oh.
Pretty good hesitation dribble, too. Lesko's there, no.
Everybody thought Lisicki was going to stop, and he didn't. What a move.
Well, Central now with their 4th offensive opportunity. They only have 1 bucket, and they've stopped Whitehall on their opportunities down the floor. They can cut it to within 10. Boy, Greg has not had an opportunity to even score a basket in this ball game.
But he's made some key assists off the weak side, and nice move by Llewellyn.
He has 9 in the ball game. The lead is 10.
Llewellyn and Drayton give you 2 different kinds of sophomore game. This is the most I've ever seen Drayton post, and I'm very impressed.
Llewellyn on Lisicki. Zoke gave it up. Lesko, 10-footer.
Boy, that exemplifies the Whitehall offense, Dick. Zoke, most players would have taken that jump shot. Zoke turns his shoulders, picks out Lesko for a chip shot, and Lesko nails it.
Yeah, you know, since you're being boxed, it's a long time since you've seen it. You know, you get your hands on it and you get it right back.
There's Greg Spang, knifing, cutting, flipping, putting it up and in. 44-34.
Now, Gary definitely would have shot that ball in Zoke's position.
I would have shot the ball in about 20 positions tonight. That shot from the outside won't go. There's Zoke.
Now, you shouldn't be getting that against a box defense. You should have that guy really on your back.
Most fun in this game is putting the ball at the bottom of the net. Dick used to lie to his players. What do we have? We've got an out-of-bounds play by Central Catholic underneath the basket. Rashawn Drayton will throw it in. Good football player.
There's your kick, Dick.
Yeah, but it kicked out of bounds, no problem. But I'm talking about a kick when you deaden the ball on the court as you would do with your hand. You know, you worked for it. Why wouldn't you get the possession?
Nice move, Llewellyn. It goes. He's fouled.
Nice
he can cut the lead inside at 10.
Nice, soft touch. Really soft.
You could just see him gaining confidence as this game continues, saying to himself that he can beat the Whitehall guards out front, and you're going to see him do just that on this play.
That's a tough shot. Got the roll, got the foul, can get the 3, can cut the lead to 9. Central not shooting well from the foul line, 3 out of 7. Gabe drops his first foul shot of the night. We have ourselves a bit of a ball game here. 46-37, 4-4-4 on the clock.
Central's going to stay in the tandem in 3, Dick.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Now look at the bottom of that tandem. You know, Miller's really not helping out defensively, and Whitehall's already into some kind of, well, now they go man.
Okay. Whitehall is going to stay out there all night with Jenicola if somebody doesn't come get him.
Fatzinger and Jenicola, that's a tough match.
That is a tough match.
This is where I don't understand why a team wouldn't want to go a half-court trap.
Boy, Lesko knew and Lisicki knew exactly what was going to happen on that play long before it happened. It just did not get finished off. Oh, a big shot. Oh, my! Gabe Llewellyn.
There's the advent of the three-point play. There's that rule coming into play.
It's down to 6, 3:50. We've got a game.
We talked about Llewellyn's confidence and his self-esteem. That shot will certainly up it even more.
Jump shot, Lisicki. Well, that quiets him real quickly. Big pat in the back to the young Central Ball Club. They could have folded here, and they did not do it. They have come back. It's now an 8-point deficit for the Vikings. Spang won't go. Rebound, Lisicki.
Fatzinger was open inside. A little surprised they didn't go right to him, Dick.
Yes. Well, you know, what a change. I remember the first game of the year when Spang had to shoot. You know, no one else wanted to, and he was firing them up all over. And now we have really seen 2 sophomores come to life.
So,
that double stack thing.
Cusco.
Dick, this is where I like the half-court trap rather than the man-to-man.
Yeah, don't make Fatzinger and him get involved in a man-to-man situation.
Fouls on Greg Spang, his second, team's 5th.
Because what that does with Spang, it removes him from the top of the floor. It takes away your speed and quickness.
We're going to take away our cameras for a moment. We'll be right back, 48-240, as Rich Baxter talks to Pat Garamone. Warriors, as Antoine Hubbard is sitting back there. Well, you're not going to really. There he is when that young man moves down a little in the Syracuse cap. That's Mr. Hubbard. Grand Slam of Boxing 4 champion Warriors Julio Cesar Chavez against Greg Haugen. Julian Jackson against Gerald McClellan. Terry Norris against Simon Brown. Michael Nunn versus Victor Cordoba. All championship bouts, all on February 20th at 9 o'clock. All on Viewers' Choice, all on Twin County. Call 262-6100. And Dick, the WCW Super Brawl 3, February 21st at 7 o'clock.
No, I want to watch that. I want to watch those 4 boxing matches, all championship matches. I want to be tuned in for those on the
There's some pretty good guys. Norris and
Norris,
Nunn, they are tough, and Chavez as tough as they come. Well, nothing has changed for Whitehall after the timeout. They go right back to the same freeze pattern.
Ooh, Batzinger looks...
Oh, there it is, Lisicki. PS 28.
I just don't think Central will be able to come back with the man-to-man defense on the other end of the floor.
You got to get a double out of it somehow, Dan. You won't get it one-on-one.
It's going to be Central basketball. They're down by 10 again. Just when they get that surge, something stops it, and usually it's Lisicki. He has 2 buckets. It's open. That have stopped the Central run. Spang, he's fouled by Lisicki, I believe. Pete picks up his second.
You know, the chess match that develops now is Central Catholic with a quick perimeter shot, looking for 3 if possible, and Whitehall milk the clock and then end up with a layup.
Boy, you got to like this move by Richie Bax as he inserts number 33, Thomas, into the lineup to increase his speed and quickness. Probably we'll see the full court pressure here, and 33 could be the rover in that press.
Marlon is quick, Dick. Remember we saw him our first game.
Marlon Thomas has been getting a lot more playing time.
Spang gets his 3rd of the ball game. 50-41, 2:15 to go.
That could help Fatzinger, too, by putting him on Leschko.
It's an 8-point lead by Whitehall.
Complete face guard by the Central Catholic Vikings.
Whitehall's first time out of the game. We'll be back.
Look like the perfect couple.
Sweetheart.
Sugar?
It seems like the perfect marriage.
Wow.
There's only one problem.
You're a con artist.
They're perfect strangers.
My parents think we're married? What is happening?
We have this amazing communication, you know, it's like...
When?
Steve Martin,
I punched a totally innocent Hungarian.
Goldie Hawn,
Oh, how fun.
House Sitter.
2 great stars, 1 funny movie. Order House Sitter on Viewer's Choice. He's distinguished.
Check it.
Romantic.
Spend the night with me.
And most of all, funny.
Oh, God.
Eddie Murphy is coming into your home on pay-per-view. No hassles, no headaches, no leaving home.
That's very impressive.
Just great entertainment the way you want it.
Stuff like that never happens to me.
Make it happen. Order Boomerang on pay-per-view. Get the hits without the hassle on Viewer's Choice pay-per-view.
The Pennsylvania Stage Company invites you to become a subscriber now. Hello, I'm Ellen Baker Baltz, Managing Director, offering you a chance to say yes to live professional theater right here in the Lehigh Valley. If you've ever seen one of our shows or are familiar with our subscriber benefits, now is the time to come back to PA Stage with substantial savings for the rest of this season and next season too. Say yes to your theater, PA Stage, 9th and Linden in Allentown, today.
Subscribe to Prism during the month of February and you'll receive free installation and a pair of Philadelphia 76ers tickets. No matter how you look at it, Prism is the best entertainment value around, including the most complete sports programming available on TV and over 100 different movies each month. See for yourself and get 2 free 76ers tickets in the bargain. Call Twin County Cable now to order Prism 262-6100. Dan, what does Central have to do if they're going to win this ball game tonight?
Well, he has to dwell on a positive that he's in the Whitehall gym with 2:15 left, down by 8. He had his quickest team on. He still does have his quickest team on the floor. He must deny the ball in bounds and hopefully go for the steal or the double team.
All right, Whitehall now will throw up against this full court man-to-man pressure. Try to get the ball to Zoke. They do. And Central drops back to half-court pressure. Denicola. There's the double. And Whitehall gets rid of it before the double.
This is a high screen, stay on your own side, pass down type thing. What they like to do off this is backdoor cut. I tell you, Ed Zoke earlier.
Let's go.
Pete Lisicki changed his mind about the shot, then about the pass, then finds Lesko while he's in the air.
Nice pass, Thomas to Drayton.
Let me check my math here. Jeff's got a layup and took 31 seconds off the clock.
132. Oh, Lisicki just took a shot in the face.
He might have got across the eye.
Right across the eye. Fouls on Marlon Thomas. Marlon tried to slap the ball and caught Pete in the eye.
One thing, I know what comes to my mind, Eddie. We got a game tomorrow night against Freedom. You know, scratch.
Yeah, Whitehall's not playing Saturday night this week. They're playing tomorrow night. They have a football banquet here. There it is. He reached for the ball and caught Lisicki right across the eye. I don't know if there's any blood. Pete certainly went right down. How many hearts do you think stopped over on that side of the gym?
All of them.
Well, you see, you worry about the scratch. You know, in a way, my nice said, your hope blood is drawn. You know, you worry about the scratch type thing.
And you see Gary Spengler talking to one of the gendarmes here.
Coach Baxa has an extra man in his huddle.
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't even have to call viewer's choice for a Grand Slam of boxing.
Where was he during the Royal Rumble, Gary?
Watching the play, Marlon Thomas was just trying to slap that ball away. That was an accidental rake across Pete's eye, and Pete is going to stay in there, it appears. Richie Baxa, again, I think, discussing things with Gary Spengler.
Fans thinking that was intentional, like you described it, Gary. It was not.
Perhaps the central question was, why is he allowed to stay in? Because they called a timeout with him, that's why.
Well, Pete didn't stay in. Pete's sitting down.
Now they're doubling the ball.
We get a foul, and it'll put Whitehall on the foul line. It'll be Chad Kusko to go to the line. Pete Lisicki still being attended to down there on the bench.
I think Dennis Laub just asked Painter if we could put him back in, and I saw the head shake.
Chad drops his first point of the night. That's a Chad Kusko night, just workmanlike, and when they need him, he's there. He gets the foul shot. Whitehall 10 for 10 from the line.
That's a tough thing to do, Dick. I don't know if he even took a shot tonight. You go to the foul line at the 121 mark, your team needing a one-on-one, and he makes it.
LaWillis, in and out. Rebound, Lesko. Lesko's fouled by Spang. Lesko will go to the line.
Well, they got Turner as a lamp in his eye over there, guys. What do you call those cornea scratch the cornea?
Yeah.
That's what you're worried about, I think. Remember we had the Zephyrs several years ago, and Timmy and Cowie had that happen in the district game.
Nelson Ramos comes into the ball game for Central, 6'1" junior. Mark Lesko, 14 points on the night. He's had a good one. And he gets the foul shot. And Pete may be finished for the evening. unless things get a little tighter, as Dennis Laubach still looking down the bench. And I don't think Pete's coming back in. Again, it's LaWillis, won't go. Flipped outside, there's foul. Cusco will go to the line, fouls on LaWillis.
You know, if there is a genuine Whitehall concern coming out of this thing beside Lisicki's health card, it may well be that Central's getting some awful easy shots against that match. I mean, they're getting, I take that back, not easy, but the kind of shots they want. And if this is a 3 or 4 point game, you know, instead of a 10-point course, then maybe it'd screw up the defense another notch.
Well, one big reason they were able to stay close, Dick, was basically the penetration of Greg Spang and him being able to find players open on the weak side of that match.
Yeah, that's a very fine point, Dan, because they did an awful lot with their dribble. LaWillis did so much with his dribble, and Spang, not as the shot, but as the pass maker.
Chad 2 out of 2. It's now a 13-point lead. That's a silly foul on the outside. Pete Romali doing a little reaching. Let's run down the scoring for you while we have the opportunity. Less than a minute to go in the ball game. Greg Spang, 3. Rashawn Drayton with 6. Joey Bickert had 2. Bob Miller with 3. Bobby Fatzinger, a good all-around ball game tonight with 14. Gabe LaWillis had 15 in tonight's ball game, 11 in the second half. Get a good look at the senior guard. And he misses the front end, but followed up and in by Fatzinger. So Fatzinger now with 16. And Pete has ice on his eye. There's a foul. It's going to be on Ramos. Let's run down the Whitehall scoring for you. Keith Janicola, 2. Matt Zook, 4. Chad Cusco, 3. Mark Leshko with 16. And Pete Lisicki on the night had 28 points. But more importantly, will Pete be ready to play tomorrow night at Freedom?
Well, you got a real good look at the original 4 corners that time. Usually when you go 4, you do it with the ball on the floor and a dribble, you know, getting by your defender. But that time they just 4-cornered it with 4 outlets and just pinged the ball.
Zoke gets them both. Dan, Rich Baxa kind of foreshadowed this evening when he told us exactly what Whitehall does, their formula. And it's been that formula tonight that has won this ball game.
Well, Whitehall played according to prescription, Gary. Coach Baxa knew he would have to shoot well and would have to have some kind of inside game. And he got a nice inside game from Fatzinger, but the perimeter did not come into effect like he would have liked to.
And he did not want to trail in the 4th quarter, knowing if you put Whitehall on the foul line, they are 16 for 17 from the line.
But all in all, this may seem funny because he's down by 15, Dick, but I think Coach Baxa is pleased in regards to the improvement this team has made since the first time they met Whitehall.
Oh, yeah. You're going to get some very favorable quotes from Baxa tomorrow, especially about the play of his sophomores and also about the play of the blue-collar play of Fatzinger. But I'm just thinking, isn't it a bit ironic that the 2 twists you make to a game play, the Zephyr pressure against good ball handlers and resorting to a sort of junk defense, you know, we're really 2 negatives instead of pluses for your game plan.
LaWillis has 17 now on the night for the Vikings. He'll be their leading scorer. That shot is missed. They'll bring it back outside. Tremaine Tatum into the ball game for Whitehall. He wears number 10. Inside Leshko, up and in. He's fouled. Foul's going to be on Joe Bickert.
What do they call that, the exclamation point?
Leshko with 20.
You won't hear it, but Pat Garamone with the long whistle as he adds a little flair to this 3-point play.
Backboard got fouled, too. Final 8 seconds. And we're going to get another foul call.
Danny, don't let that long whistle fool you. That's just a reminder of the refreshment stand. Wrap up those 2 dogs. I want them to go.
Either that or he's saying his lungs are fine, Dick, and he's going 5 or 10 more years as an official.
Phil James in. Chris Carr is in. Eric Dog Mantis is in for Whitehall.
Dog Mantis. Eric from Hackendakwa, I think, Gary.
Gabe Lewillis, I will not dispute that. Gabe was 17. Make it 18.
Well, I had a nice chat and visit with Mr. and Mrs. Lasicki before the game. Two conferences, not one, and I'm glad I got it in. I think they're going to be a little bit on edge. You know, it looks more above his eye.
Almost looks like a cut there.
Yeah, it looks above his eye, which is a good sign.
Final score, Whitehall 63 and Central Catholic 49. Dan, some final thoughts?
Well, Coach Baxa knew he had to get a perfect offensive game from a Central Catholic team. Greg Spang gave him the penetration and the assist that he knew he could do. Bob Fatzinger gave him some nice inside play, but the thing that probably hurt Central Catholic the most was its inconsistency from the perimeter and its inability to handle the Zephyr full court press in that second quarter that broke the game open. On the Whitehall side, I think Coach Hassler is pleased with his game plan. He's pleased that he got Mark Lesko active offensively, and I think that went according to script. Dick?
Early lull, an early Viking lull, both offensively and defensively, somewhere around the second quarter. You're talking 10-8 end of quarter one, and even ball game. Vikes had the last shot, and didn't make it, or you could have had a tie. But you're talking here a second lull there that hurt them, and I think if they were hurt, it was hurt defensively. I agree with you guys about the plus on their offense, that they find some long missing things.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for another enjoyable evening. The 49 Central points on 19 field goals, 9 for 15 from the foul line, 2 of those 3-pointers. As Central goes to 11-5, and they go to 7-5 in the league, and they've got to start being a little bit careful about getting bumped down anywhere below that 6th spot. You're in danger of not making the playoffs. And the camera's over here. I'm looking over here. The 63 Whitehall points on 23 field goals, 1 3-pointer, 16 for 18 from the foul line. They were just deadly from there tonight. They raised their record to 14-1, 11-1 in the league. Their only loss, of course, to Allen right here in a ball game we had for you. We'll see Whitehall and Allen 2 weeks from Saturday night. As a matter of fact, we'll have that ball game for you. Leading scorers tonight for Central, 14 by Fatzinger, 18 by Lewillis. For Whitehall, Lesko with 20, Lasicki with 28. We hope you've enjoyed our ball game this evening as much as we've enjoyed bringing it your way. For Dick Tracey, Dan Marakovitz, Rick Dio's been our director tonight. We thank you for watching. I'm Gary Laubach. We'll see you next time right here on Cable 4 Sports.